All right, we are going to go ahead and get started. Thank you everyone for waiting. We wanted to give it a few extra minutes to let some people filter in. It looks like quite a few of you are here now. So good morning everyone. Thank you for attending this morning's webinar. Please note that we've muted all of you for the duration of the webinar, but if you have any questions or have any technical difficulties, please feel free to send us a chat in the chat box at any time. We'll address any of those questions either at the end of the webinar or we might email you personally for those. So first things first, over the next half an hour, we're going to provide an overview of the Contractor Co-op program and how it works. For those of you who were on the webinar a couple weeks ago in August, this is going to be a similar webinar, but we're going to be covering a lot of new information about our program updates. So stay on the line. There's a few important notes there, and thank you for attending. So if we have any current co-op contractors on the line, this is also going to be a helpful review for you. And first things first, we wanted to tell you a little bit about who your co-op team is, who we are, and how you might be interacting with us. My name is Kate, and I've been with the Energy Network now for about 4 months. If any of you worked with Victoria in the past, I took over for Victoria. And I've been working with co-op since I began, so I really look forward to continue working with you all.
And my name is Milan. I'm also a representative for the co-op team. I've been working with this program for a little over a year, and I believe I've worked with some of you over the past few months. So welcome to the webinar.
Cool. So for those of you who are new with us or just aren't sure what the Energy Network is as an organization, we are actually a local government organization that was created by the CPUC or the California Public Utilities Commission, and we work to provide energy efficiency resources and assistance to homeowners, businesses, and public agencies, and co-op is just one of the ways that we do that. So a brief bit about the Contractor Co-op program. I'm sure most of you here have a pretty good gist of what this program is and what it offers. But basically the aim of this program is to support you, our participating contractors, with your home upgrade work by providing a 50% reimbursement on qualifying costs up to $20,000. A contractor is eligible if they are actively submitting home upgrade applications and are within our service territory. And if you're wondering what that service territory is, we showed it right on the previous slide in purple there. There's a lot of benefits to joining this program and being a part of this program. And a few of the benefits we see is that by having 50% of your costs reimbursed, you're able to stretch your budget even further for marketing and equipment that you might need, make certifications and trainings more affordable and attainable for your team members, and you're able to cut costs on resources and supplies that ultimately enhance your home upgrade services. So there's 2 sets of program updates that we wanted to go over with you all today. The first set really has to do with QA and how projects are going to be submitted to us on your end. So we'll go over that first. And the first update that we are really starting to enforce is that pre-approval requests and final invoices should be sent to our co-op email, which is coop@theenergynetwork.com, shown here. In the past, we've allowed contractors to submit their projects directly to a contractor portal. That's still an option, but we really do prefer that you send it right to our email now. The second thing that we have recently implemented is we're requiring an upfront quote for all projects. And I really want to stress that this is also for marketing projects now. In the past, we used to allow contractors to simply send in the design draft to get pre-approval, and then we would toss it back and forth with edits if there were any. But now we're also requiring an upfront quote from the print company that you choose to go with. The reason why we're requiring an upfront quote is it allows us to reserve and guarantee those funds for your project. It also helps us see what's in our pipeline and how we can support you in ensuring that all of those pre-approved projects get reimbursed. Another thing is that we are requiring that final invoices must be submitted within 60 days after pre-approval. So once we give you the okay to purchase that item, we need, sorry about that, we need the invoice within 60 days. And the last thing to keep note of that we've recently implemented is that in order to be eligible for reimbursement, projects must be pre-approved before being purchased. Now the second set of program updates are a little more exciting. This one I'm sure everyone's well aware of, but it's the matching fund cap increase. On August 22nd, we actually raised the matching fund cap increase from $10,000 to $20,000 for this 2015 to 2016 program cycle. These extra funds are available for any project approved in 2016, and we want to note that the last day to submit any project for pre-approval is going to be Friday, December 23rd. Now the reason we're making it Friday, December 23rd is to account for the holidays. We want to make sure that everyone's project at least gets pre-approved. That way, let's say if you don't get your invoice in until 2017, that project is still eligible for funds because it was pre-approved in 2016. On that note, we highly recommend expending as much of these available funds as possible before the program cycle ends. And now I'm going to hand it off to Milan to cover eligible projects.
Thank you, Kate. So as you can see here, there's a wide variety of items that could be reimbursed. For these, we'd like to break them down into 3 different categories, which are marketing materials, equipment, and trainings and certifications. So for Contractor Co-op, we require that all purchases go through our pre-approval process to ensure that all materials align with our brand guidelines before being purchased. For funds for Contractor Co-op, these can't be guaranteed until the projects have been pre-approved. So for marketing purchases, marketing projects are actually a great way to receive reimbursements through Contractor Co-op. So as you can see here, t-shirts and auto wraps in the flyer, print ads in magazines, newspapers, and direct mailers are just a few ways that you could create marketing materials with Contractor Co-op. Okay, so we actually find sometimes that there's a confusion between the brand guidelines that come along with developing marketing materials, but it's actually pretty simple. First, the approved Home Upgrade Participating Contractor logo that we provide must appear somewhere on your design, and the logo can be resized to scale but cannot be altered in any other way. Second, there must be an appropriate home upgrade messaging on the design, and we provide a list of recommended blurbs within our program guidelines document. It could be something as simple as ask us about home upgrade or get up to $3,000 in rebates and incentives with home upgrade. And lastly, you would just need to send in the design and a quote for pre-approval. So as you can see, for marketing materials for co-op, it's actually pretty simple. And when you send in us the required pre-approval, we just review your design, and then if there's anything that needs to be updated, we just request for a fix, and once the update is made, we just approve it. So for equipment purchases and calibrations, these are eligible for reimbursement if the equipment directly benefits your home upgrade work. For example, blower door, duct blaster, energy modeling software, and most BPI equipment are reimbursable. The equipment can be bought from any vendor of your choice. All we would need for pre-approval is the quote from the vendor of the items you wish to buy. And because there is usually some variability in the vendors and the equipment, we check these on a case-by-case basis. And then lastly, there's trainings and certifications, which are another way to get reimbursed for Contractor Co-op. For trainings and certifications, these must be a relevant part of enhancing you as a contractor for a home upgrade. So to pre-approve these, the provider must be accredited, and we request that either a quote from the vendor or the title, cost, and website is provided for review. We also approve these on a case-by-case basis, and sometimes there's a great variability, so we recommend that you provide the offerings and the cost. So now that you've reviewed the eligible project, here's how you get started. The first step is that the co-op representative, which is either Kate or I, will check your eligibility status and see if you have a W-9 and will request it if you don't. And the representative will send you the program guidelines and participation agreement for you to review. And the second step is that you sign up the participation agreement and send it back to us at coop@energynetwork.com, and that usually means that you're enrolled and now you get started with your matching funds. So once we've gotten you started and enrolled, you can begin submitting your contractor co-op projects. So you can get started using your matching funds by first your pre-approval. So how you go about that is that you submit your marketing project, equipment, or training or certification to coop@energynetwork.com. And to be qualified, all these items considered for co-op must first be reviewed and approved before being purchased. If it's a marketing project, you can send them over to us for the design and the proof of the vendor along with the quote. And if it's an equipment or training and certification, you just have to send us the quote from the vendor. The second step would be to send over your invoice. So after the project has been approved by either Kate or I, you just submit the final invoice. Each eligible contractor can receive up to $20,000 in co-op matching funds, and 50% of that final cost for each approved item will be reimbursed until the $20,000 limit is reached. And finally, your reimbursement. The co-op representative will process your reimbursement, and your check should arrive in about 4 to 6 weeks. So we're moving on to the frequently asked questions. A pretty common question is, do I need to spend down all my co-op matching funds all at once? And the answer is no. You could actually submit multiple projects until your $20,000 limit is reached. For contractors enrolled in the 2015 to 2016 program, we highly recommend utilizing the full $20,000 before December 31st, 2016 while the program lasts. Another frequently asked question is, what is my remaining matching funds balance? You could actually just contact us at coop@energynetwork.com, and Kate or I will be the ones to respond and let you know your balance. So where can you download the approved Home Upgrade Participating logos? These are actually found on our website at tenres.com/coop. Please remember to review and follow our brand guidelines when using our Home Upgrade logo. And if you have any other specific questions about the logo and how it's used on your marketing materials, you could feel free to contact either Kate or I at coop@energynetwork.com, and we'll let you know if it qualifies. And the next question is, I have an older project that I've already paid for. Can I get this reimbursed? So unfortunately, if it wasn't previously pre-approved, it cannot be reimbursed. We must pre-approve all projects prior to their purchase. But if it's been pre-approved within the past 60 days and is on our record, we can reimburse you for it. Also, if you have any, projects that are reoccurring with a static design, for example, a magazine ad that runs for a couple of months or a year, you could actually just contact us and we'll work with you to get your funds reserved for that length of time. And the last question is, what is the difference between Contractor Co-op and CHEEF's Co-op marketing program? So Kate will actually go more about this in the next slide.
Great. So we actually have Jack Ulrich here from the Energy Center. He represents the CHEEF Co-op marketing program. I'll go over this a little bit and then we'll open up the line to him in case there's any questions and he can answer those for you. But if you haven't heard about CHEEF, CHEEF is a financing program that's available for contractors doing energy efficiency work. And CHEEF actually has a co-op marketing program as well, but it's a very, very different program. We do want to point that out, and it is separate. So A couple of the differences of the CHEEF Co-op marketing program is that it's not home upgrade specific. You do have to be a CHEEF participating contractor to participate though. And the other difference is that they actually offer a suite of pre-designed materials that are really easy to use, and all you need to do is simply add your logo to it, and those would count as your marketing materials. Another difference is the way that you would receive the matching funds. They do offer up to $27,000 in matching funds. The way to unlock the first 1,000 is by participating in an online sales training with your team. To unlock the 6,000, you would have to close CHEEF loans. And to unlock the $20,000, what you could do is request a micro grant for a one-time custom project. This is the one tier where you're able to do a custom project for marketing. And one little extra bonus note, any contracting company or employee that takes the online sales training will receive a $25 Amazon gift card while the supplies last. So if you have any additional questions about the CHEEF Co-op marketing program in particular, you can either go to the website listed, thechief.com/co-op-marketing, or you can contact Jack directly at his email below, jack.ulrich@theenergycenter.org. Let's see. So that's it for us. Thank you everyone for attending. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to type them in the chat box below. We'll leave the line open for a few minutes here to let anything come in. And Jack, I'll unmute you in case you'd like to add anything or if there's any questions.
Thanks. Yeah, that was pretty comprehensive. The sales training that we offer, the only thing I'll add to that is that $1,000 that you earn it funds 100% of any purchase